Hey guys, and today we will be making custom minifigures from the Dune Part 3 official trailer. So let's get right into this. The trailer kicks off with Paul Atreides in his outfit from the end of Dune Part 2, as he officially becomes the Lisan al-Gaib. He uses the hairpiece from the BTS set in black, the face and knife from the official Paul Atreides minifigure. Even though I'm not really a big fan of this face print, it works pretty well with this hairpiece. I opted not to paint the eyes blue with a Sharpie, but you could do that if you wanted to. The black cape comes from Darth Ray, and the dark tan one comes from Dr. Liet Kynes, as does the still suit that I used on him. Next up, we see Chani, and she's wearing this gray dress, so I decided to use the legs from Makari from the Eternals. These look a bit too ornate, but it works in my opinion. The torso is from Rey with medium nougat hands. The head is from the official Chani minifigure, and the hairpiece is from Eileen from Ninjago City Gardens. We see Paul in this really cool armor set, and he's wearing this scarf or bandana piece from Chopper Maroon from Ninjago, with the flipped around torso from a Mandalorian tribe warrior. Dark tan arms, black hands, the legs from the Mandalorian figure introduced in 2021, this silver machete piece which comes in the official Dune Ornithopter set, and these handcuff pieces that I cut the chain off of to put them on minifigures' wrists. I have a whole video about that you can check out. Past my shameless self-promotion, we see Paul in his official Emperor of the Universe outfit as the Kwisatz Haderach, and obviously here he has a big flowing black cape in the trailer, but I wasn't able to recreate that, as you see the face from this Rebel Fleet Trooper peeking out from the back, but he did just use a standard black cape, and unfortunately I don't really have any better ideas for that. The torso comes from Trudgeon from the Knights of Ren, followed up by the leg piece from Darth Dev from Rebuild the Galaxy. This Chris knife with this shin strap on the Rebel Fleet Trooper is meant to represent Paul's nose thing. It's quite the crude representation, but I think it works fairly well. However, if you want options, you could, of course, use the official Paul minifigure head, which would look like that. I have another option, which I think is my favorite, the head from Anakin Skywalker. Obviously, this is quite derivative of Anakin Skywalker himself, but I think it does work, especially because, you know, they're both the chosen one. Anakin has this scar, which does work well for Paul, who is just covered in scars. And if you want to recreate his blue eyes of Ibad, this face works kind of well. Next we see Hate, who is Duncan Idaho's clone. For him, I just used the official Duncan Idaho, except I flipped around the face to make him look a bit more angry, because his name is pronounced Hate, apparently. And these dual molded dark bush on top, black on bottom legs. Paul Atreides here in his brown robes uses the Gareth torso from the Temple of Air Jitsu, with reddish brown legs, light nougat hands matching the same face from Anakin, and a black katana to represent the moment where he pins Hate to the floor. Next we see Lady Alia Atreides walking around in a white robe in the cemetery from the Holy War. Let's start with the face, because I think her likeness is portrayed best with this face from Rey from Star Wars. If we just put this hairpiece from Cho Chang, I was trying to recreate the fringe that she has, but this hair is too full. With this white cape from Jedi Vader, this white hood, this torso from Master Wu, the Legacy 15th Anniversary version, light nougat hands, and this dress piece from Princess Leia. The cheapest that this piece came in was the $50 2021 X-Wing. This was my best shot at making Princess Irulan. She uses the torso and legs from Old Man Luke from the Octo Island training set, except I replaced this hand, which was originally dark bluish gray, with a light bluish gray one. The face from Dedra Muro from Andor, which works fine enough. This hood, which comes from Lady Jessica Atreides from the official Dune Ornithopter. I didn't really have a very good blonde hairpiece to use, so I just took this one from Lloyd from Ninjago. I think it works fine enough, but there's probably a better option out there. I'm thinking of the 2010 Draco Malfoy hairpiece. And if you, for some reason, want to recreate the moment where she's putting on makeup in the trailer, I threw on this face print, which is from a Wonder Woman figure I had when I was growing up, and like all of the face print faded away, so I think this actually works pretty well. Next we have Cytail, or however his name's pronounced, Robert Pattinson's new character. Ironically, in the most recent set with a Robert Pattinson minifigure, they just gave him Paul Atreides' face. The 2025 Twilight set did have a more accurate Robert Pattinson likeness, but that doesn't really matter, because Robert Pattinson in this movie is way beyond recognition, so I threw on one of these faces from the BTS set, along with this very, very bright yellow hairpiece from Green Arrow from the 2015 Justice League wave of sets. Then I gave him this black ZX armor to make him a bit bulkier, this torso from Darth Vader, and legs from an Imperial TIE pilot. If you want to recreate his outfit from when he was in an ornithopter, use the torso from an Imperial TIE pilot. There's a torso from a Jurassic World security officer. Stilgar appears in this trailer, and I really like my custom for him. The stillsuit print, face print from Ezra Bridger from the 2024 Duel on Peridia set, hood piece in reddish brown, and this dark tan sack piece. Here is the Reverend Mother going from the ground up. She uses this flipped around black dress piece. It doesn't necessarily need to have printing. I just found this printed one because it's the only one I have. Flipped around torso from Dark Ray from the Dark Falcon with black hands. The face print from Aunt May on the scared expression. I didn't want to use Lady Jessica's face print because it would just straight up look like Lady Jessica at that point. And she has a black hood. She is seated in the trailer, so I used this build that they used in the Rivendell set to accommodate a character wearing a dress sitting down, using this black bracket piece, a 1x2 plate, and a 2x2 slope. Anyway, Batman talks about how he found someone, and we cut to Chani, and she's basically just a figure from the 2024 Ornithopter, except I added on this black cape piece from a Mandalorian Tribe Warrior, this medium blue 1x1 circular flat tile to represent her headband. If you actually want to represent her wearing the headband, I think the headband hairpiece from Nia from Ninjago works pretty much perfectly. You have the hairpiece from Rey if you don't want to have her with the headband. I think this is a much better option than the regular ponytail that she has in the set. Some people do cut off the back of this ponytail piece to make it fit with the scarf, but I didn't do that because this is the only copy of this piece I have. And finally, we have Paul trying to ask Chani to forgive him, which will probably go very well. And basically, he's wearing what I assume to be a stillsuit just from the looks of it. We only see him from the shoulder up, so I give him a stillsuit. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and bye, guys.